Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Cui, Vice President of Sales and Business Development at Shockoe. And with me today is
Dexter Williams, Head of Marketing here at Shockoe.
All right. And today we're going to be talking about marketing. So, a lot of things have changed since COVID. I mean, before COVID started, a lot of things were changing on the marketing and sales front. So I think there's a number of things now that have set themselves in concrete. And we probably could spend 3 days talking about those things.
We absolutely could, Dan. I mean, there is, like you said, there's a lot of things that had begun to change in marketing in recent years. Definitely accelerated by COVID, and it's here to stay. So, I mean, as we face a new normal, there are a lot of things that we as marketers and as salespeople, we have to think about and reevaluate and better position ourselves for a post-COVID world.
Yeah, it's funny because marketing and sales and engineering used to be all their own little silos within an organization. And today, I think what you're seeing is that marketing really has become the center of revenue growth for a company.
I mean, that's definitely true, Dan. And I know, here at Shockoe, we work in tandem, sales and marketing, as it should be across other organizations. I think that helps us a lot. But with marketing being that center focus of everything a company does, whether it's from the sales, the messaging, just driving their growth strategy, driving their business strategy, business model, I think that there's been a dynamic shift in the marketing world to a more segment-based focused, or knowing your tribes, knowing your customers at a more granular level. And I think as marketing has come into that center pillar of a company's sales or growth strategy, that focus has really shifted to that segment.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. This whole thing about marketing to individuals, which was key for a lot of years, has really changed. And we started to see the word tribes appear years ago. But since COVID, I mean, customer segmentation, so you're actually focusing on that segmentation, that demographic of a group of consumers, has really taken a foothold.
It really has. And so it's key now more than ever that companies not only know their segments, know their customers, but they're listening to them. That they're listening to not only their demands and their needs, but they're also meeting them in a timely manner in circumstances and situations, and that's part of that segmentation process that's happening across marketing.
Yeah. So another interesting thing is prospects today. I mean, it used to be able to have a couple of conversations with prospects and walk through things, and now today it's like speed dating.
It really is. And one of the ways that, as marketers or in marketing, that we can help our customers be prepared for that speed date is offering information about ourselves, the product, and our company across multiple different channels. Customers today, they're not only looking at your website, they're looking at your social media channels, they're looking at reviews, they're looking at everywhere. So it's important to keep a multi-channel approach in mind. Yeah,
they really are prepared. And the other thing I find is they want exactly what they want, right? They know what they want more. I mean, you still go through discovery with a lot of people and try to understand what's going on. But some customers come really prepared and say, this is what I want. And it's up to you to change your mind if you think it's different.
I mean, we live in an on-demand world today. So everything that I want is at the tip of my fingers, really on my phone.
And it's got to be frictionless, right?
It has to be
frictionless, otherwise it's no good.
Absolutely. So that deleting that app if it's not a frictionless experience, because we do. In reality, we do live in an on-demand world, and consumers more than ever are expecting exactly what they want, when they want it, how they want it.
Absolutely.
And it's just important that we're prepared to offer that to our customers. I think that is actually one of the biggest changes that's been accelerated by COVID and by this new normal. Sure. It was taking place before, but it's become the way of life today.
What do you think about customer relationships? What's your view on that these days?
I mean, they not only matter, they're the center of everything that we do as a company. Customer relationships are the number one most important thing I think that we can focus on, and making sure that we are offering our customers a seamless, incredible experience with our brand or with our company.
Yeah. It was interesting because, all the years in sales, relationships are important. But what happened during COVID, I think, is that people who had relationships were better prepared to weather COVID than those who are trying to create relationships, right? So relationships to me in a sales mode right now, more than ever, are so important. And I just find myself wanting to reach out to more and more people to make sure that I'm touching base with them on a regular basis.
I mean, absolutely. And I think going back to the speed dating analogy we used a few minutes ago, that's why it's so important to offer your customers everything you can so that they can prepare for that speed date again. So because they're looking to invest in a relationship. So with a company, with a brand, today when a consumer makes a purchasing decision, they're more likely than not to be making that decision based off of an alignment of their needs and their values. So it's just more
and I think
important than ever.
that face-to-face contact also makes a big difference. I mean, we went to visit one customer, and they were all lined up when we came in, and they were like, "It's so nice to see somebody in person," right? You don't have that anymore.
In a world full of Zoom screens and Zoom meetings, it's incredible when you get to have face-to-face time, like we're getting to, today at the office, and it's just, it's more important than ever.
Yeah. How about competition? How do you view competition? We know who our competitors are, but how do you view it in a marketing sense?
Well, I think following up on the relationship aspect and the importance that has today for consumers, I mean, we really have to think about competition being a customer's last best experience. So when they left that relationship with that previous brand, they're looking to switch. They're looking to take the step above that. They're not looking for a lesser experience, right? So our competitors really at the end of the day is not only maybe all the competition that we think of on a day-to-day basis. Most companies know, have a list of who their direct competitors are. But I think we have to keep in mind that it's definitely the customer's last best impression or experience.
Yeah, I think that's probably true, especially given the climate. They've had limited exposure to other companies, outside vendors, except from video chat. And now that they're getting a chance to re-engage, I mean, it really is what happened before, dictates what's going to happen in the future. So we need to overcome that and address that. And I think it has to do with branding too, right? Our values.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. So here at Shockoe, as you know, I mean, our values, they are center of everything that we do. It's not just on our website, but we really live them out every day. And I think a lot of companies are beginning to realize that they have to shift that focus to make their business a value-driven, value-centered, again, just business model. Because again, going back to the relationships and going back to the speed dating and, everything we've discussed so far in this conversation is that customers they're just looking for a real, genuine, trusting, values-driven relationship. And it's more important than ever.
It's interesting because I was in a conference and we were talking about brand values with a group, and I told the group that, we at Shockoe actually use our brand values as soft KPIs for our employees.
I mean, we absolutely do. But going back, that's because our values are the center of everything that we do here. And so it's not just words. It's something that we live out. And so that's one of the reasons we look at those as KPIs. And I think it's important for companies today, again, because consumers are looking for genuine, trusting connections with brands and companies. Yeah. It's important that we're actually doing those values.
I think we've had recently 2 or 3 customers that actually sought out our values and said, are you going to be compliant with what we see as good corporate values? And it's sustainability, diversity, all those sort of things. Customers are actually viewing that as a checkbox. You're being selected.
Absolutely are. And I mean, I know me personally, when I look to make a purchase from a company or again, invest in that relationship, I'm looking to make sure that it lines up with my values, whether that's diversity, inclusivity, sustainability, one of the big ones today. Yeah. And so it's center and crucial to everything we do.
Well, we're in a changing world, that's for sure.
We are. So I don't even think it's a new normal. I think it's just like the next normal.
It is the next normal, and I think agility and our way of moving quickly to adapt to it will make us successful.
I mean, that's the perfect way to sum up this conversation. And I think one of the key takeaways that as marketers we should have, as salespeople, as companies in general, is agility. It used to just be a tech term, I think, and we are a technology company, but it really is becoming more of a marketing state of mind. Staying agile, being able to just pivot to customer demand, customer needs, and what's happening in the market, and just being able to position ourselves quicker, faster, and better than ever before. It's just crucial.
You and I live apart from one another. We could do that too. You're down in Florida, and I'm all the way up in the Northeast, and we're not able to get together much, but here we are doing what sales and marketing should be doing, and we hope you found a little bit of this beneficial.